What's up, YouTubers? Derek Bailey here again, coming at you from our wonderful Living in Indianapolis channel. And today, in this awesome sunny Friday that I'm filming, I'm coming at you live from one of our most amazing cultural districts, Massachusetts Avenue, or what everyone locally just calls Mass Ave. All right, we're situated, as you can see, just outside of downtown, here on the southwest corner of Mass Ave, which is at the corner of Delaware and New York. So Indy is built on a grid. Boom, boom, real easy to follow. You can't get lost once you get used to it. Delaware runs north and south, and New York Street, or 3rd, runs west to east. Mass, though, is built at a diagonal, which makes it kind of stand out. Easy to get lost once you don't know where you're at. But I'll help you get situated. Let's go check out Mass Ave. So you can see here, Monument Circle is pretty much the very, very middle of Indianapolis, built on the wonderful grid that it is. And we are going to be starting just here, slightly northeast of downtown, at the corner of Delaware, New York, and Massachusetts. Today we're going to explore following along Mass Ave, heading north and east at the same time, okay? So you can see, starting down here, moving up past some food to And Dancing. We'll see the head outside of Brew Burger and Starbucks. Move past my favorite jazz club. Head up, check out the Athenaeum, Old National Center. Moving to the fire station. Theater on the square, hitting the far end of Mass. And you can see as we move north and east, tons and tons of opportunity, awesome stuff to check out. Being just 2 hours north of Kentucky, you might not be surprised to find that many Hoosiers love bourbon. I'm one of them. I have many friends that collect bourbon on a crazy scale that reminds me of trading cards growing up. Anyways, long story short, you'd be hard pressed to find better bourbon than the Exchange. Be it a business meeting, a date night, I love coming and getting a bourbon drink at Exchange. Beautiful bar, leather-bound chairs. Check it out. So if condo living is your speed and not so much single-family home, you'd be hard pressed to find a better spot than prestigious 333 Mass Ave. Boasting incredible views of downtown and the shortest walk to really all food and drink in town. These condos are hard to come by, but when they are available, definitely something worth considering. Indianapolis has undergone massive changes, especially in the last 20 years. But at the same time, we've done an amazing job of preserving some things. And some businesses have just done an amazing job of figuring out a way to stay put. And so I think it's really cool to highlight the fact that we have the oldest shoe store in the entire US. Stout Shoes has been right here in this location since 1886. Pretty wild, and yeah, staple of the south end of Mass Ave. If you've been many other places in the Midwest, such as Cincy or Columbus, you may notice the small chain Bakersfield. Pretty good tacos, amazing guacamole, and a ridiculous selection of tequila. First shot's on me. So I mean, yeah, this says pretty much everything you need to know about Indianapolis. Stand, snap, share, love Indy. You know, we got an amazing arts grants program that's really just committed to helping everyone love Indianapolis. I hope that following along with me, you end up falling in love with our city just as much as I have. Having been here the last 14 years, Indy's really become home. It's the longest I've lived anywhere, and I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. So I want to put you as the I in Indy. Come join along in this awesome arts. Probably the most photographed, or certainly the most videoed spot in all of Indianapolis, here on Mass Ave, it's And Dancing. She was first built in 2007. So in the last 2 years, the original funding that helped create her actually ran out. She was in danger of being taken down. She's such an icon that the city rallied and quickly gathered funds from donations to preserve her, because here in Indy, we love And Dancing. We love things that makes us stand out. Just bring a little bit of fun to our life. It's And Dancing here on Mass. The one and the only awesome Kurt Vonnegut, famed author of Slaughterhouse-Five, Sirens of Titan, and many, many other wonderful works. So while he did do most of his writing later in life in New York, he was famously born and raised right here in Indianapolis, where he actually got his start writing. His father was an amazing architect. We're gonna pass some of the buildings that he worked on. But you know what? I just want to take a minute to admire Kurt. Again, this mural also ran out of funding, but was wonderfully preserved by the wonderful people of Indy because we love Kurt so much, who, among other wonderful things, said, "If I know one thing, babies, God damn it, you got to be kind." And that's what I think Indy is. We love people. Let's go. All right. So what's up? We're here outside 435 Mass Ave to my absolute 100% most favorite spot in all of Indianapolis. It's the Chatterbox Jazz Club, or what we locals just refer to as the Box. All right, they have live music every single night of the week. I believe it's Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. They have regular groups for each of those nights of the week. Tuesdays kind of roving, and then Fridays and Saturdays we have some bigger local names coming in from outside of town, as opposed to some local groups that play the other nights of the week. So it is the spot to meet local musicians. It's the spot to come have a drink, just hang out. Most nights it's only a $4 cover. They've been here forever, at least early 90s, maybe even the 80s, with Dave Andrushek. Awesome dude is the owner. Again, cultural staple as part of Mass Ave. Coolest spot. I'm sure that we will have a drink together when you come work with me on your move to Indy. Let's go. Right here in the middle of Mass Ave, we're halfway between the north and south end, outside the wonderful Athenaeum building, originally constructed 1897, 1898. By, as we mentioned earlier, the Vonnegut firm. Home to wonderful, wonderful many things over the years. Original home of the German neighborhood. Now houses a coffee shop and a museum and a co-working space and a YMCA. Additionally, there's the Rathskeller, which is a crazy German restaurant and beer garden, which also hosts live music on the weekends. So, directly across from the Athenaeum, right behind me, is the Murat Theater, now known as the Old National Center. Originally a Shriners Club, it's now host to 3 different venues. You got the Egyptian Room, which is a standing room only 2,000 person club for live music. You got the Murat Theater, which brings in tons of other different music. It's a sit down place, also hosting Broadway shows. And then downstairs, you got the Deluxe Room for those up-and-coming bands that aren't quite big enough for the Egyptian. I believe it hosts about 700 people. Definitely a different feel, but really cool live music. So at some point in time, you're gonna catch a show here at the Old National Center. Why Nap or Nothing?
Nap or Nothing has been created to represent our city.
Yeah.
We didn't feel like it was a proper representation, so we ended up creating it just so we could rep our hometown.
Absolutely.
Yep. It's a lot of talent in the city too, so we also extended. Also too, we just creating a Naptown market for other brands too to come in,
okay,
and get recognition and shine.
I love it.
Most definitely.
Did you grow up here in Indy?
Yeah, born and raised.
Right on. Where at?
I was grew up behind the fair. Around the 46th Street area.
No way. Dude, I live in that neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm on 49th.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They doing a lot of changes.
Keystone Monon. Yes, sir. Where you at now?
I'm on the west side right now.
Okay.
The Pike Township area.
Okay, right on.
Yep.
Yeah, northwest.
I can't. It seemed like everybody moved out there when I moved out there.
Okay, right on.
It's pretty cool.
Why Mass Ave?
The owner of the store will be able to answer that
okay,
than me.
No worries.
But we end up getting an opportunity through Gang. I don't know if you're.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we came down here. It was going to start off as a pop-up shop.
Okay.
But we end up exceeding the.
You oversold what you were hoping to accomplish.
Correct. So
yeah.
Then we end up just signing a lease.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people continue to want to rep Indy, rep Nattown.
Most definitely.
Right.
Because I didn't really realize how much they was getting paid, and that's really nothing.
78 grand
That's nothing.
as a pro
That's
baller.
nothing, man. So hopefully they change the dynamics of the game, man. And I'm glad she just came here, man.
I'm so pumped that she's here. It's freaking awesome.
Still representing Midwest.
Exactly.
So I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, she's still wearing a lot of Iowa, but we're gonna get her converted.
Yeah, we're gonna get it together. If you're watching this, Caitlin, come on in Indianapolis. We got something for you.
Absolutely. Part of my job as a realtor here and your local guide is knowing about the secret gems, the hidden places you probably wouldn't find on your own that you might want to fall in love with. So Goodfellas Pizzeria here on Mass Ave has a secret speakeasy called the Wise Guy Lounge, which is actually hidden entirely behind the pizza joint. You walk through the pizza joint and they got a really beautiful cocktail bar back there. So now you know, check it out. So yeah, a little bit more background on Mass Ave for you. And we talked about Indy being on a grid, and this is one of those crazy awesome diagonal streets. It was actually one of only 4 original diagonals when Indy was designed back in 1821. And in 1982, the Mass Ave Commercial District actually landed onto the National Historic Registry and is being preserved. So even though lots of changes happening, most of Mass Ave's buildings are not going anywhere anytime soon. Really cool mix of old and new. Wonderful place to be. All right, so we've talked about food, we've talked about music, tons of places to hang out on Mass Ave. I want to take a quick look. You know, originally thought of as the Mass Ave Arts District because of theater. And so for 30 years, this was the home of Theater on the Square, or TOTS. And since 2017 is operated as the District Theater. It's a 120-seat sit-down theater that also has another 60-seat cabaret style place. Great place to catch a show, and is really just a touchstone for the LGBTQ community here in Indy. Great place to hang out, get to know one another, experience some local culture. Ideally situated at Mass Ave and Park, I wanted to take a quick highlight of Real Silk Lofts, one of Indy's most appealing addresses. Specifically, while we have many condos, this is one of the rare ones that has a swimming pool. So if you want to live in Indy proper, you want an awesome condo with some city views, and you want to swim every day, Real Silk Lofts is a place you absolutely need to consider. Really loved by investors. Seemingly there's almost always a condo for sale in there, so we can definitely make your dreams happen. Thanks so much for tuning in today on Living in Indianapolis with Derek. So yeah, we've explored the Mass Ave Cultural Trail, the Mass Ave Cultural District, and just one of my absolute favorite neighborhoods here in Indianapolis. So we're standing here at the north end, College, St. Clair, and Mass. We walked about 5 blocks up from New York. And yeah, just a reminder, you know, we got amazing food, we got music, we got drinks, we got theater, we got shopping. Everything you want to experience in Indianapolis is right here on Mass Ave. Standing here at the north end where a lot of redevelopment is happening, lots of exciting stuff. So anyway, we've been here on Mass. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.